Hey everyone, it's Jeff Wild. I wanted to share with you a little strategy that I really like using because it gives me another way to find trades. And I wanted to give it some really fancy name, to really razzle dazzle you, but I'm just going to call it the moving average breakdown strategy. So let me just walk you through a few little kind of ground rules about this system, and then we'll jump into it on a upcoming video. And so basically what's going to happen here is I'm going to teach you this system that will teach you how to trade moving averages. That's very different to what a lot of traders do. Okay, most traders like to look at moving averages as a form of support. And when the market gets near that moving average, they look to buy the bounce off of that. And that's a great way to do it. And I still enjoy that strategy to this day. Okay. But in trading, everything fails at some point. In other words, that support at the moving average will eventually collapse, and then the market will take off in the opposite direction, and most traders don't know what to do with that. So that's what this system is designed to capture. Okay, now before we start, there's one thing I want to mention is that there's no one trading system that can catch all the turns in the market. Believe me, I've tried. I've been trading since 1990, and I always thought if I studied hard enough, and I literally used to spend 15, 16 hours a day, 7 days a week studying the markets. I've done the classic thing. I've spent tens of thousands of dollars in programs, and I can tell you that there is not one perfect system, and there's not a system that is going to catch every turn in the market. It's just kind of, as they say, a fool's errand to believe that you can have one system that's just going to work all the time. Now think about the game of golf. All right. I used to play golf, but it was so tough that I gave it up. It was just so maddening and frustrating, to think, all you're trying to do is hit this little white ball into this little cup, and yet it's so tough. So anyway, there's a reason that you have 14 clubs in your bag. And when you look at a golf course, you have all kinds of terrain, and that's why you need multiple clubs. Okay, you've got to start at the tee, and you've got to end up in the green. And even if you're Tiger Woods, there is no way that you could quickly get from the tee to the green. Let's say if you were just given a putter or a driver. All right, you need multiple clubs, and that's why in a golf bag you're allowed to have up to 14 clubs in there. And the same's true in trading, okay? Even though the markets can only basically do three things, they can move up, down, or sideways, they never do it the same way twice. And what I mean by that is, maybe excuse me, one time you might be trapped in a little 50-point or 50 pip range up and down. Then the market shoots up like out of a cannon, goes 300 pips up, then it pulls back 10%. Well, the next time you might be trapped in a 150 pip range, and then the market only pops out of that range 20 pips and then does something new. So you never know what's going to happen ahead of the time, and you never know the degree or how it's going to happen, how it's going to unfold. You can never know the timing, okay? So the fact that the markets are always changing, and they change for a few reasons. It's due to fear, greed, and economic news. And then there's also one other thing I didn't put on this little slide here, is that there are thousands of trading systems being used, and people, they have all their little forms of analysis, and those things also affect how the markets move, okay? So anyway, the bottom line is things can change in a heartbeat, so you need to have multiple strategies that you can use to capitalize on whatever is happening at the market in the current moment. Now, this strategy that I'm going to be teaching you is considered a counter trend. As I mentioned earlier, a lot of traders are looking to catch the bounce in a trend off of a moving average. All right, this one is looking for the breakdown to do the opposite of what most traders are doing. And this will definitely give you a lot more pips. All right, well, there's no guarantees in trading. If you follow the rules here, you're going to catch more trades than you would normally. And it's definitely easy to learn. You know, I could drag this thing out and spend hours teaching it, but I'm going to teach you how I would, let's say you were my friend and you came over, we brewed up a cup of coffee and you're looking over my shoulder. All right. I can show you probably in about 20 minutes or so, show you all the highlights. I want to make it very quick and easy to learn so that you can get out there and use it. Now, I have to point this out. There's only a few indicators and it works very well. All right, so don't mess it up by adding more rules and indicators. You'll actually decrease the odds of this working. I know that, you know, once again, I'm guilty of this. I always thought the more filters and indicators I added that I could basically filter out all the losses. It doesn't work that way. Losses are okay as long as you keep them small. And, you know, another thing I can honestly tell you is that complicated does not work in trading. I used to be the guy that I had multiple monitors and I had 10, 12, 15 indicators, you know, spread across my charts, and it didn't make one bit of difference. Okay, it actually made trading a nightmare because I could never figure out what to do and when to do it. You know, this saying is so true. Keep it simple. You know, keep it simple, stupid. And I can also say that, you know, trade like Forrest Gump, all right? And you will outperform many professional fund managers. And, you know, a lot of these guys that are the so-called professionals, they have trouble making 5 to 10% a year. So you follow this one trading pattern, you're going to do as good as them. Once again, no guarantees, but this system does catch some very big trades. So that's it. Let's actually jump into the strategy in the next video.